Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Jaco Jordan. It's your boy, Jaco Jordan. And today we gotta talk about these porn directors, man. I believe these porn directors have gotten away with murder far too much. I personally seen Lawrence Stewart. He blamed someone in front of me. And we gotta check if Paul Winstanley was at the Charlie Kirk meeting on that day, September 10th. That's all I gotta say, okay? That's all I gotta say. Now, jokes aside, I got some critiques over these porn directors, and if they keep messing up and I keep having to add more to the list, it's gonna get to the point where I will mobilize the Chelsea fan base, radicalize the Chelsea fan base, and we will do what must be done. It will start with riots, then it will escalate to protests, and then it's gonna start with protests, then escalate to riots, and then from riots, free game. Free game, man. Alright, because I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy. And the guy that I know that knows that guy that knows that guy is a very dangerous guy. Okay? So, I don't want to have to take it there for my club. But it's getting to the point where I might have no choice but to take it there. Because you see this Chelsea thing? Yo, it gets real. It get real about this Chelsea stuff. This Chelsea stuff is real. It's real. 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 And if Lawrence Stewart don't realize how real it is, I might just have to pull up on him in person and let him know how real it could get. Because this shit could get real. This shit could get real. Don't play with my emotions, bro. Don't play with my emotions. First, you're playing with people's hard-earned money. I know you're trying to play with people's emotions. I'm not saying, progress is going to be linear. We all know progress comes with peaks and troughs. But don't push the trolls onto the group. Let the trolls come naturally and then deal with them accordingly. That's my biggest gripe about these porn directors. Instead of like the low points or the setbacks being something that we can't control, a lot of the setbacks are stuff we can obviously control. Stuff we can obviously control. First, we get Champions League money. Then we get Club World Cup money. Now, I'm not going to get mad at the signing of Liam Delap. I think that's a really good signing. Kendry Paez, I think that's a really good signing. Estevao, great signing. João Pedro, great signing. Esugu, great signing. But what I am going to get mad at is why in the world would we get Alejandro Garnacho and Jamie Gittins? We can't get both. Like, both of our left wingers can't be gambles, bro. Jadon Sancho is an inquiry that I was like thinking about. That actually makes sense because we've seen what Jadon Sancho looks like at his peak, and that's a shock. Let's just be honest. Jadon Sancho at his peak is a shock of a player. So to get that return on investment in terms of him reaching that peak, even if it takes 2 years, 2 to 3 years, I think it would have been a worthy investment because we don't have to depend on him too much. Only in certain games, and you could see towards the end of the season, he was starting to take a lot more shots. Lord knows how much he would have balled out in that Club World Cup. I think if Jadon Sancho was at that Club World Cup, we would have won by a wider margin. And I'm not just talking about the PSG game, right? But you let him go because he wants high wages. Understandable. He was bugging. To be honest, he was dating Sweetie at the time. You guys have to understand. And that's another thing. Why don't our spawn directors understand that yes, we have a player model, but there are certain players that you just break the bank for. I'm not necessarily saying Sancho is one of those players, but Kvaratskhelia, however you say this name, that name sounds like it's a magic word. Like if you say it in a library, like the bookshelves is gonna spread apart and then a portal's gonna appear. However you say his name, that's someone you break the bank for. Vinny Jr. and Mbappe, that's people you break the bank for. A lot of people don't rate Bradley Barcola, but I rate Bradley Barcola. And I think Enzo Maresca could get more out of him than Luis Enriquez. Yes, I said it. Yeah, I said it. I think Enrique can't get as much out of Enzo Maresca, out of Bradley Barcola, like how Enzo Maresca can get. You know what I'm trying to say, all right? I'm not gonna. You know what I'm trying to say, okay? But walk with me. Walk with me. Let's go on a journey. So, here's another thing. I'm not saying when it comes to this whole youth model, yes, the primary focus could be youth, right? But I don't think it would hurt anyone to bring in an experienced striker like a Harry Kane to be like a guiding player. Okay, you want to bring in Harry Kane because of Tottenham tax, Lewandowski. You don't want to bring in Lewandowski because of wages. All right, I don't know, Victor Gyökeres. No, Victor. Whoa, wait, time out. Victor Osimhen, guys, bear with me today. All right, I just came from a long shift. Bear with me. All right, Victor Osimhen. I don't think it's crazy to say, yo, let's get some experience into the squad. I'm not saying it has to be two experienced players. I'm saying that you could have one experienced player and one young player. So basically, a mentor and his upcoming elite replacement. And that's another thing about these young players. Why do we keep getting gambles? Why do we keep getting gambles? This is where I look to Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley. Not every player is going to be like a Palmer. Not every player is going to be that amazing bargain. Sometimes, like a Caicedo, yes. Sometimes, like an Enzo Fernandez, yes. You have to take the risk on the elite talent and bringing them to the club by every means necessary. And that's the funny thing. Whenever you guys pull the trigger on these big risks, you get players like Mikhailo Mudryk. Mikhailo Mudryk was the best left winger you could get. You could have gotten better than Mikhailo Mudryk. You could have gone better than this player. So now this is where I turn my attention back to the spawn directors, and I have to ask, if you give the manager at the start of the season, if you give him goals to meet like top four, like getting the Europa Conference League past the line, and then for the Club World Cup, we said, hey, we're in it to win it, and he goes and he wins it. Now I have to look at the spawn directors like, are you guys actually serious? Are you actually serious? Do you actually care about backing this manager? Because the manager has went above and beyond. beating literally the best team in the world, in the best form in the world, beating him, beating them. And what do you do to give him as, a sign, a gesture of, yo, we trust you? Because why would you put him on a 5-year contract if you don't want to back him? Why give him 5 years? Give him 3 years. So that's another thing with the board. Because he clearly comes out and says, guys, he makes it vocal because he's probably, this is what I believe. I believe he's told you guys behind the scenes, guys, we need another center back. I don't trust the center backs we have here. They're not good enough. We need another center back. You guys are like, oh, this guy again. Listen, you got Fofana, he'll be fine. You got Badiashile, the Saucy. You really need another center back. These guys are elite. Figo de puta. Figo de puta. Because it's one thing when you say it, but it's another thing when the manager who goes to training practice with these guys week in, week out, watches them play his matches, is forced to watch them play matches, and is forced to see their habits. He is literally around the players more than you. So I think it's a lot more fair to say he has a better opinion of these players and a more a more concrete opinion of these players. And it's not even opinion. He has facts to go off of. Badiashile injury prone, Fofana injury prone, the Sassy just not good enough, Chalaba not good enough, Tosin not good enough. And he's like, yo, can we get some backup on my goalkeeper? Can I get some backup on my center backs? He didn't even ask for attackers. He says, yo, the attackers we have now in his head, yo, that's fine. I could cook with these guys. Just get me at least one elite center back and a keeper that's better. That's an improvement on Robert Sanchez. Mike Mignon is in the window for 25 million. That's all AC Milan wants for Mike Mignon. 25 million. After you spent 60 million on Robert Sanchez. I'm gonna say that again. After you spent 60 million on Robert Sanchez. You're telling me now that Mike Mignon is not worth the purchase right then and there? Where he's pushing for a move out of AC Milan? This is where people just have to look at you guys and they're like, now you guys are just being very unreasonable. Very unreasonable. And it's getting to the point where I don't get why you guys got the extension when the manager was the person who had to make it work. The manager was literally the person who had to make it work. But the sporting directors got an extension. Why? Because you guys flip players? For like an amazing amount? To be fair, if we got in the actual stadium like how you guys have been promising for the last 3 years, we wouldn't need to be flipping players every single year, every single season. So this turns back to the managers and the board because you're the guys who hire the manager. You're the guys who are signing these players. And if you don't even want to back the manager that's delivering you the results you want, what's going to happen when you have to reset again and you bring in a manager that just can't even get you the results you want? You're going to keep doing this wheel recycling thing? I mean, for crying out loud, last season, The fact that you have to bring back Trevor Chalobah just shows a sign of weakness. Because you let him go without getting in proper backup. And then when the players that are injury prone, oh surprise, surprise, goes down again, then you scramble to recall Chalobah, a player that you're looking to sell. If we're being honest, João Pedro could have played on the left. You need to go and get Garnacho. Yeah. And it's a very bad sign when the manager literally has to call you out. He can't even go into the boardroom and say, hey, guys, you aren't giving me the tools I need to work and to get the best out of it. So here's the thing now. You now just have this wheel of excuses. The manager's excuse is gonna be like, I didn't get the players I want. So that's gonna cover up any clear or gashing mistakes that he's made. Guys, the manager didn't get what he want. Like, how can we blame him? And then we look to you guys, and you're like, oh well, these players aren't good enough, so we have to go swap them out again, put them on the Ferris wheel. When it's not even the players that the manager wanted in the first place. And then the board, right? They're like, oh, you guys are doing a good job because we just won the Club World Cup. They give you guys an extension. So it's going to go from the spawn directors to the board. Then the board goes on the manager. And then the manager, he goes back and he points a finger to the spawn directors. So it's just going to be everyone pointing fingers to each other. And what you have now is a reoccurring wheel of just mistakes, and excuses. How long is this gonna keep going forth until we have what we're looking for, which is stability and progress that is only met by uncontrollable setbacks, that is only stunted by uncontrollable setbacks, because that should be the only setbacks we should be facing. Something that's out of our control. Let's say 2-star players go down. God forbid, of course. 2-star players go down and the market is closed, so we just have to make do with squad players, and the squad players are the reason we're losing games. Not really, you can't really jump on the squad players because it's nothing we can do. Those should be the only reasons. Especially when you have such a huge pay raise in the Champions League money plus the Club World Cup, which is like 100 million plus. Chelsea fans, like the video, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking, because I'm just, yeah. I think I've finally seen the light now. I've seen the light. This is just, they have this system set up where no one could really be held accountable. And it's just a bunch of finger pointing. And I'm a little fearful because I feel like it's only a matter of time before they try to run our championship DNA, our serial winning club, into a place where we are no longer taken seriously. And it's already started because a lot of clubs have not been taking us seriously. But we've won 2 trophies this year, so of course I'm happy, but when I look at the direction the club is heading, it does not look like, it looks like we have regressed. So, I have to get my thoughts on the matter out. Up the Chelsea, subscribe, road to 200 subs, and see you guys tomorrow with another video. Look out for that.